Hey everybody, it's Audrey. Welcome to day 7. Still plugging along on these Christmas layouts. Got a couple more to go. I can't believe we're on day 7 already. So today my guest is Victoria Marie, or Victoria Calvin, who a friend of mine introduced me to, online, a couple months ago. And I love watching her process videos. She just seems so down to earth, and I love the way she scraps and how she talks about why she's putting things where, and I just love to watch her videos. So I was thrilled that she said yes when I asked her to join in. So please go check out her channel and see what she is up to today for day 7. So I'll get to my number 7 towards the end of the page here, but I am working with some photos of my kids building a gingerbread house. And when I sketched out my page design, I thought I wanted to make a house. So I'm going to build a house on my page. So I just briefly sketched out a triangle, and I have my photos printed out. I printed out my photos, and I'm going to kind of put them in this like simple grid design there because I was thinking about like the doors and a door and windows on a house like that. So I'm going to put them in this format kind of inside the house. So I just, roughly sketched out the shape of a triangle for the top and a square for the house part. Those papers are from Basic Gray, and I'm pretty sure the collection is called Eskimo Kisses, and that's where most of the paper that I use today comes from. However, for the trim of my roof and the trim of my house, actually it's just the roof, I really wanted to use kind of a candy cane stripe. Because I think in my kids' gingerbread house in the photos, they use some candy canes to outline the parts of the house. So that candy cane stripe paper is from October Afternoon, and I cut the strips really, really thin. And this other stripe paper is, again, all from that Basic Gray collection. So yeah, I'm just pretty much using a lot of things from this Basic Gray collection. It has this very beautiful, like maroonish purple, a very, very dark maroon plum color. So I loved that for a change. I was thinking about, I did a page last year of my kids building a gingerbread house, and I did it on craft paper because I think craft kind of looks like the color of gingerbread. And it's really cute, but I didn't love it. And I was thinking about using craft paper as my background again to kind of go along with the gingerbread theme, but I decided against it at the last minute and just went with the white. And I don't end up using any craft paper at all, but that's okay. I had to dig through my stash a little bit again because I wanted a piece of pink paper, and I'm going to make little scallops for the roof. So I'm just hand cutting some scallop shapes. I probably could have very easily used a scallop shaped border punch, but I wanted it to look kind of, I didn't want it to be, a perfect scallop across. I wanted it to be very, I don't know, just kind of random along the border. So I think doing it by hand gives you a good effect like that. So in front of the house, I'm going to make a little kind of pathway, and I just sketched it out on a piece of regular old printer paper here, and I'm kind of having a little curvy path, and I have it more narrow towards the house and wider as it approaches the bottom of the paper to kind of give it a little perspective. And I was trying to figure out what paper to cut that out of. So in the meantime, I'm going through finding a few embellishments. On the sticker sheet that comes in this collection kit, there are a few of these really cute little candies, and so I thought they would be really cute to add. So I'm thinking about decorating this house with a whole bunch of different candies and little bits of flair and gems if I can find them, in other little stickers. So I first choose this blue piece of paper because there's a lot of blue in the other house, and I cut it from I cut the little pathway out, and I put it down, and it was kind of, looked too much like water. It reminded me of like a little river or stream, so I had to put that to the side. I didn't really think about that until I had cut it out and put it on there. So now I'm looking for a piece of green paper, and I thought maybe green would be a better color. So I'm going to trace the same shape and cut that out and put that down. And I am much, much happier with the green than I was with the blue. So as I was laying this out, I thought, you know, I need a place for a title. I was thinking about putting my journaling in the little pathway part, but because it was so dark green now, I couldn't really write there and have it be seen. So I decided to move the whole house over and then leave the leave the right-hand side for my title and journaling. So I'm actually going to go down and start gluing down these pieces here because all these little strips are getting a little out of control. So I'm like, I'm just going to commit to this. I'm going to put them down, glue them down how I want them, and then work on embellishing after that. Okay, skipping forward a little bit, I got all the strips glued down. Going to add my little chimney. And then I thought, you know what? Let me add a few details here with some hand stitching. I know I said in the last video that I did hand stitching in that I wasn't really going to do it again, but here I am. This is like the third page in this series where I have done hand stitching. So I'm just sketching in a few little swirls coming up from the chimney, and I'm also going to outline the little pathway in a dark thread as well because I feel like it needs to stand out a little bit more. Before I stitch, I'm going to add a few splatters of mist. These colors couldn't be more appropriate. This one's called Sugar Plum. It's the only purple one I own, and it is the perfect match to the purple in the paper collection there. And then the red one I've used on my last page, I think. It's called Santa Baby, and those are both glimmer mists, so they do have a little sheen and shimmer to them. I'm just taking my paper piercer and poking the holes for my hand stitching. And I'm going to do that on the little swirls on the top and then also kind of outline the little path at the bottom. Okay, got my needle threaded. I thought for the smoky stuff at the top I would use a light blue to complement what you see in the house, and then the trail, the little path, I'm going to outline in kind of that maroonish purple. I'm amazed I actually had those colored threads to match. Okay, so hand stitching is done. You can see the little edge that adds to the path and the little swirls at the top. And the whole time in my mind I was thinking about these letters because I thought they would be perfect. I tried to use these letters on a previous page. I think it was my reindeer page on day 2. And I didn't end up using them, but they're perfect for this page because they're brown and they have like little stitching outlines, and it just totally I just thought it was really appropriate for a gingerbread page because of the brown with kind of the white edges. So to add a little bit of shimmer and glitter, more shimmer and glitter, I am breaking out some thickers here. I really, really want to use these. I looked through all the glittery ones I have, and of course, none of the glitter collections I have an E, and I need an E for the word house. So I've got to figure out a way to make an E. So I'm going through all my other letters and stuff here, and finally I was able to make an E by breaking up a Q and kind of rearranging the pieces, and I just cut it out to make it work. So that's how I made my E. All right, so next step, I want to start embellishing and adding little bits. And I go through my stash, pull out a couple things. I was really looking for a candy cane to add. That one was from an old crepe paper collection. It was way too big. I found a couple pieces of Flair. Those Flair, the little gingerbread man, and the candy cane are from Studio Calico. And then I have a little heart die cut and a little tag on my bigger photo there. Those all came from the Ellie Studio Joyful Pack. And I am going through this little sticker sheet, which I have also used before in a video, from Martha Stewart Crafts, which I've had forever. Love, love, love these teeny, teeny, tiny stickers. And I kind of outlined my path with some candy, kind of like the gingerbread house in the photo the kids made. And I'm kind of just deciding where to put these little clusters. I really wish I had put the chimney on the left-hand side of the house because of the roof, because I wanted that cluster to be over there. So I don't really feel like I have, instead of a visual triangle, I feel like I have 4 items, like the cluster by the path, the left side of the roof, the right side of the roof, and then the title. So it doesn't bother me too much because I think the bigger clusters help stand out more. But yeah, I really wish I had put the roof on the left side of the house, but it's fine. It looks cute. Okay, here's where the number 7 comes in. I designed this 7-pointed star cut file. I love the shape of these stars with 7 points. So different than your 5-pointed star or a 6-pointed star. They're kind of just random like starbursts. So I created this in Silhouette Studio. You can get the studio file or the PNG for free. Just look in the description below. I cut them different sizes and I just popped them off and in different random spots. I'm going to glue down my letters here. I'm going to go back through and add some stickles again to these stars because I really want it to be sparkly. Again, here I'm using stickles for the second or third time on a page. So it's so funny how scrapping different themes, I guess, you use kind of different kinds of products. So yeah, I've really been using up my stickles and glittery stuff for these holiday photos. I forgot to mention that, and I'm not sure if you can really tell from the video, I also machine stitched around each photo, and you'll probably see it better in the close-ups. So I used kind of a maroon thread with my sewing machine, and I machine stitched around each photo just to kind of give it a little bit more of a stronger outline inside the house to make it look like it was part of the house in there. I did not know where to put that little candy cane. I kept moving it around. I finally found that little candy cane. I'd been looking all over for it, and it was stuck in with another package where it shouldn't have been. And it was the only chipboard candy cane I could find. So, and I knew I had it because the other day when I was going through my stash, I had pulled it out for another project and didn't use it. And then I forgot where I put it. But I found it, and it's just going to end up right there by the title. So, going through and adding all my stickles. And I think this color of stickles is just called Crystal, and it matches the glittery word house pretty perfectly. Now, for journaling, I was debating if I should handwrite or do strips. I just did strips on my last page. I must have been on a kick because I decided to do some journaling strips again this time. So I'm just going to print them out on regular printer paper. And this font is called American Typewriter. I love typewriter fonts. And it has like a light and a bold. So this one's American Typewriter Light. And it's just a little bit thinner letters than a normal font would be, I guess. So it's a little bit lighter. That's why it's called light, I guess. So just cut those out, and I'm going to glue those on, and then I'm pretty much done. The only other thing I do is add in my date with a date stamp on the left of my large photo, and that's it. So here comes the finished product. I love how the house came out. It actually came out just like I had it pictured in my head. The colors are perfect. I love the kind of lighter, bright, fun colors, a little bit of pinks and blues. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by today for day 7. Couple more days to go, and I appreciate you joining me today. Happy holidays and stay scrappy. See you soon.